It all started now. This day's a turning point in my life. The day I begin living my life from the inside out. And I am transformed. I am transformed.
Hi everyone, my name is Mirkovich and I'm your host for Family Today. This show is for everyone. It's for parents, grandparents, and young adults. How many of you are thinking and igniting your soul? You have questions today. And how many of you would like to dream bigger, have a better understanding of your life purpose? Here with me now, I have a guest. He's a life coach and he's a dream builder. And I'm going to say hi to Theo. How are you? Hi, welcome to the show. Thank you for being on my show previous. We made a lot of progress in Spectrum Television and welcome. We could talk about that later. So tell me about your work and how you help people, especially here in 2020 that we are in. We are in a world that is different, and this is going to be a new normal. And please share a little bit about that. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Well, thank you for having me once again. And yes, I deal with this kind of stuff all the time. You know, what I teach and what I coach people in is, moving away from what is a perceived condition of the world. And right now, this is a great example of what's actually going on in the world, because really the whole world is experiencing something right now. We're all kind of inside of the same exact condition, which is a very rare thing, where everybody is kind of experiencing the same thing at the same time. We have this threat of this coronavirus thing, COVID-19, and people are being asked to self-quarantine in their homes and stay 6 feet apart and do social distancing and all this kind of stuff. And it's like this new normal, right? And then
so we're asking ourselves, what is my life purpose? I think this time, at least, because we are home most of the time, we are kind of asking, what is our life purpose? And this is a good time to even consider that, thinking and inquiring inside of your soul. And this is where you come in, no?
Yeah.
Help people to have a dream life, their dream life. And
one thing to notice, right, is to simply be aware and notice when you're being thrown off track. Right now we have entrepreneurs and business owners that have really just been, what, you want me to close my doors? How do I make money? And all these things start to happen. And now they're wondering about loans and grants and all this stuff just to survive. And there's a big distraction. It's and so inside of the condition of what's going on in the world right now, it's really, for many, many, many of us, millions of us, it's serving a distraction. I will admit I was distracted for probably a couple of weeks, here. This is now week 5, entering week 5, being at home, but for the first couple of weeks, I will admit I was highly distracted. Oh my gosh, when's this going to end? How's this going to end? What? And then all of a sudden I realized where I was. I was inside. The thinking that I was being attracted to was the entrapment of this entire conversation that's going on in the world right now. And I was no longer focused on my dream, building my practice, having, being service to the world and having more clients and having them live their dreams. And I saw this for myself. That's exactly what's happening really with a lot of people right now. They're being completely.
So we're constructing a new world.
Yeah.
In a new world, we're beginning to answer our questions inwardly. Like I said before, with the life purpose, what is it? What is the meaning of this life? Why are we here, and why is this happening?
Yeah.
And I know that you do help people to design their lives.
Yeah.
In many ways that you do, by praying. Also, you did mention to me a couple of times that you also, when they say something, you confirm it with that. When a person says something to you about their dream life, that you also confirm, and so it is.
Yeah.
Is that true? Is it true?
I'm
How
also,
does it?
yeah. Thank you for saying that. In addition to being a life mastery consultant, I am also a licensed religious science practitioner. And basically, it's the art of affirmative prayer. And so, yes, we create a whole new level of consciousness in prayer.
Mhm.
And so, if we look at some of the greatest books, if you just look just for a moment, you look at something like the Judeo-Christian Bible, the New Testament, the Old Testament, and some of the most said sayings in there is like, it is done unto you as you believe. So when you pray as if it's already done.
Already there, yes.
And what that's like a formula. That is a secret formula. It's basically telling you the vision of your life that you want is actually already there. Say it to be done, and so it is.
Mhm, mhm.
That is kind of, thank you for bringing that up. Yes, I do practice that as well.
When people come to you for life coaching, you also go with them through this notion of build your life, say what you need, and what your dream life design is, and then you confirm it. You confirm it, which is beautiful.
And then the universe is an action-based thing. So the universe is always in action. And the universe loves action. And actually, the universe has a sense of humor, and it loves fun too. So a lot of people think that building a dream life is hard work. Oh my gosh, it's so much hard work. Well, no, it can really be fun. And the universe loves fun. And so if you just affirm what you want to create, and then you take action steps, like what's one thing I can do right now from where I am with what I have, even though this virus thing is out there in the world, what can I do right now? Like from where I am, what phone call can I make? What email can I send? What can I do? And so all we do is take one action. And it's said that when we create our dream life and our vision, and we take one action towards it, like we take a step, that the universe actually starts to flood energy, because you're bringing attention to the vision that you want to create, and it will start taking 100 steps towards you. So you may notice that things start to happen really, really fast, simply because you said it and you took an action.
Because you made that action, you did that action. Yes. So procrastination doesn't work for people that are procrastinated, or maybe they're a little lazy.
It happens.
How do you?
It happens to the best of us. I'm one of them. Like sometimes I'm like, oh, I'm gonna create this whole day, and then I'm like, what happened today? Oh, I sat on the couch for 3 hours. It's like there's times.
What motivates you at that time, or it doesn't?
What
motivates you? What motivates you?
What motivates me? What is noticing it. Like there's a really, really big thing here to be aware of, and it's to simply always just notice what you're noticing. Notice the thoughts that are going through your mind. If you're just sitting on the couch one day, I'm sitting on the couch and I'll ask my question, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? What would I rather be doing? And so I then see where my thoughts go. And then I realize, oh, what I'm doing is procrastinating. That's what I'm doing. And then once I realize that's what I'm doing, I jump out and into action. I check my emails, I follow up with clients and reach out to people, and but it's my schedule's pretty busy, even though right now we're in this thing.
We're human, and we all have that in us.
Yeah.
But I think it's just do it. I really believe in the thought of just doing it. even though I really don't want to. I just jump out of where I'm sitting and I say, "You lazy, get up and do something." So I go even for a walk or whatever needs to be done, just so I could just take myself away from that place, from that place of, I would say, laziness, that kind of a thing. Yeah. So I think I do motivate myself pretty well, maybe coming from a European descent. I was always taught, you got to get up and do it, boom, boom, boom. And I think the way I was raised, I had to do it, either through my parents or where I went to school with the Catholic nuns. You just do it because you're lazy if you're sitting in the chair or whatever. So I guess my upbringing helps a little bit too, that it's within me, not to really procrastinate, just do it. But sometimes I need time out too. I think I do get a little tired, and that needs to be incorporated too for balancing. Yeah. Anyway, so today we have to ask ourselves questions like, what is the life purpose that we need to enter with this new world order?
Yeah, it could be. It's there's definitely a new way of being that's evolving right now. It's something is emerging. And I think instead of looking at the problem and just staring at the problem, and maybe being in disbelief, I don't know if I believe this, what's going on, how, and it's like, let's take our focus and then shift it, and shift onto the solution, onto the opportunity that exists. There are many businesses at the moment that are thriving. It's like, oh, this event happened, and oh my gosh, they don't have enough product, or they don't have, because they're doing a certain thing now. And so it's really, when you look at your self purpose, it's like, what is there for me to know right now? And like asking really powerful questions to yourself, and then getting silent. When we get silent, thoughts start dripping in, intuition, and paying attention. And if you ask another, where is the opportunity in all of this? Where is the opportunity? And allowing yourself to just be aware of any opportunity that comes your way. That's exactly what I teach.
The opportunity, and then, like you said, you take that step, and then the universe will give more of it, more of your intent.
Yes, because and then purpose, because you mentioned purpose a few times. Purpose can be a result of understanding that opportunities are all around you, and you just start taking steps. And then before you know it, how many times have you heard a story where somebody, has this major purpose, but they discovered it by accident, and they, oh, we're building schools in Africa and feeding thousands and thousands of children, and they stumbled upon it because they just said yes to an opportunity, and as it began to unfold and they kept going, they realized, oh, this is what I need to be doing. And then they can channel all their energy into that. So really, it's about being aware of the opportunity, and the purpose of that opportunity will start to reveal itself once you take a step.
So you always thought about, let me go back to your work of becoming a life coach. What motivated you to become a life coach with such a big, I love the dream builder. I love that place, that part of it.
Yeah.
You're a transformational coach.
Yes. I've done about 15 years of personal development and transformation. My journey started walking, I was in a relationship that didn't go so well. And I had just seen the movie The Secret maybe about a year earlier. And so I started to look at how did I attract this? How did I, look at that? And then slowly things started coming to me, and I started paying attention. And my life had completely changed. I was you know, going to a bar or doing drugs or getting drunk or drugs like 4 or 5 nights a week. And my life was in a complete spiral. And that, you know, a bunch of other events happened. And I was like, no, this is all being brought to me for a reason. And so I started to really dive in, you know, and study the great teachers, Ralph Waldo Emerson and Thomas Troward and Ernest Holmes. Yeah. And like
Napoleon Hill, you know, for the
Napoleon Hill, you know,
Nikola Tesla.
Yeah, and Nikola Tesla, Mary Baker Eddy, like a lot of these greats that came out of the late 1800s, you know, and it's the biggest contribution that America has ever brought to the world around new thought, you know, is like this whole idea of development of the mind. And so I really dove in, really got it. And as I started doing it, I started seeing things. It started working. I started getting promotions. I started attracting new things into my life. And I was like, wow, this stuff really works. And after doing it for about 10 years or so myself, I started to invent the idea that, you know, I want to spread this to more people. I want to share this with more people. And the idea of a coach, you know, being a coach popped in my head like maybe 5 years ago. And, but it really didn't happen until about 2 years ago when I started creating that I was going to leave corporate America after 25 years of being a software engineer in corporate America, that I was going to cut those ties and never go back. And I was going to become a coach in less than 1 year.
But were you fearful a little bit? You know,
yeah. Fear was there. I was like, how am I going to do this? How am I going to leave? How am I going to make the money?
I said that you're leaving a territory, so it's scary to change and to leave something that is maybe, you know, that was good for you, and then, you know, changing into another territory. That's fearful for people, don't you think?
Yeah, it's definitely filled with fear. You know, what I tell clients is fear is simply something that has not yet been done in your life experience. And if it is something that you've done, it's based on a past event. So that no longer exists. And you're based. Yeah.
It doesn't exist anymore. But we still have memories, and we still are sometimes attached to the past.
Yeah.
And to just cut the cord, but those memories live in you. I believe they live in you. People say, you know, you have to cut the cord. When I went to Tony Robbins seminars and I completed a certification, they said, you know, all those things that were bad, especially if you had trauma and the personal things now I'm talking about, you know, just throw them in a garbage truck, you know, and just throw those ideas or whatever your beliefs, toxic things in that truck, and let it go. And I did that, but at the same time, I guess I didn't let it go all the way, because it comes up for me. The only thing now is that I'm more aware of it, and then I cut the cord and just throw it in the garbage again. So even with my transition of you know, hosting a television show, before that I was hosting many other things. I used to host Mondo Italiano, an Italian television, Rai, and I had to translate the news in Italian. So, you know, from Italian to English. So that got me started to, and, you know, and I kind of resisted that. Yeah. You know, when it was offered to me, that work was offered to me, but I resisted it. And I think I resisted it for a reason, because for me, it's like, oh my God, how can I do all of it? You know, being a mother, being a wife, doing all the XYZ, and then that too, a career in television. So of course I was afraid, you know, how can I handle it? And I did, but a lot of times I do lose my juice, which is energy. And that's why even when I coach other people, I say, okay, do it one step at a time. Do it, but, you know, conserve your energy. Because one thing that you need most is your energy to complete or to do or design things or grow things, whatever. You need that. That's the number one factor, that you need energy so you could act on those good things. What do you say to that?
Yeah, and it's the thing. Well, that's the truth is that that's the thing that we most share. You know, is health and well-being. You know, if you ask, and if you say, if I say to any client, if I have 100 clients and I ask them one question, say, you know, what is your vision around health and well-being? None of them are going to say, well, you know, I want disease and I want this and I want to be lethargic and I want no energy. Like, nobody's going to say that. Like, they're all, every single person, this is a common thread, that we're going to say, I want to be healthier, I want to be vital, I want to be strong, I want to be flexible, I want to be relaxed, I want to be, you know. So these are kind of like shared attributes. Mm-hmm. Unlike other attributes like vocation or time and money freedom or relationship, those are when we start to separate ourselves. Like, that's where our unique creativity starts to come in. But when it comes to the body temple, like the physicality of who we are, yeah, keeping it in shape, keeping it energized, doing what we know to do or what we think we know to do, you know, drinking plenty of water, eating the right foods, all that kind of stuff is fortifying this vessel that we're living in, this body temple, and it allows that energy to flow. So if we maintain our health, we will maintain a good energy flow, make sure we have rest, things like that. So yeah, that is part of what I teach as well.
Mm-hmm. So to ignite your soul and to really discover the purpose in your life, before we, you know, reach our ending, you know, we're gonna be ending shortly, this segment at least, and then we're gonna meet at the Spectrum Studio next for our taping, right? What would you say to the people out there, so to ignite their soul and to really think of their life's purpose? What do they need to do? What is it that they're called to do? And what must they do? For example, energy levels and that, and then we could you know, just sign off.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, it's always going to come down to awareness. And one thing I would say is pay attention to what you're paying attention to and your intuitive thoughts that come in. Like, if a thought comes in, it says, oh, I should be doing this right now. Nah, I'll do it later. You know, like, so when a thought comes in, there's reasons why they come in at the perfect time that they come in. There's a reason why that happens. And so if we really pay attention to these thoughts and we have a feeling tone of opportunity, you know, like, there's an opportunity here for everyone. What is mine? There's an opportunity here for everyone. What is mine? And so it's just being aware and that intuition. So pay attention to what you're paying attention to, listen to your intuitive thoughts, and ask the powerful question of, so everyone has an opportunity, what is mine? Asking that question will allow all of that stuff to revel. And then purpose will be a theme that starts to run through the whole thing. You'll start to see, oh, wait, I did this yesterday and now I'm doing this tomorrow. And like, you'll start to see a thread, a theme that runs through it, and you'll discover purpose through that. So that's what I would have to say.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Theo. And then I'll see you at Spectrum next. We will be taping another show. Thank you for doing this, and see you. Bye-bye. Namaste.
Namaste. Bye.
It all started now. This day's a turning point in my